Hi, my name is Sayigh. I'm a T'14, second year at the Tuck School of Business. I am a fellow at the Center for Digital Strategies, and I'm here today with Mr. Stuart Cornew, who is a T'84 and the founder of Answermine. We're really glad to have him here today as part of our Brit Technology series, the Internet of Things. Can you tell us a little about Answermine, the company that you're the co-founder of,
I founded it.
Founded.
But what we've got is we have proprietary software that we've built using public algorithms. Mm-hmm. We use an approach called information game theory. And information game theory came to be was developed by a guy named Claude Shannon out of University of Michigan. And it's an approach that gets better the bigger the data sets are. So really it's capturing the equations of physics, and we're looking for energy inside the data, believe it or not. But we're able to do much better work with big data than our competitors. We produce transparent models that are human usable, mm-hmm. which is kind of nice. So I can give you an example.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe just a little bit more about some of the industries you focus on and some of those use cases.
Consumer marketing is a big one. Finance, mm-hmm. We're looking for folks who are going to be, what we're really good at doing is mining the tails of a distribution. Mm-hmm. So, the Pareto law is alive and well. 90% of your problems or your opportunity is out there in the tails. Sure. And we can find those shards of gold. So, for instance, one of our early customers was Yoplait Yogurt, and this is a good example of how our technology works. They came to us and they had 1 million records in 1994, which was a lot then. And 20% of the world was eating yogurt. And if they'd followed the Scotty Neslin approach to life, they would have taken a sample out of it and added the 6 strong variables together and said, these are who our strong yogurt eaters are. But we don't do it that way. We take the whole data set and peel it like an onion. So the first layer of folks out of these 1 million people, and remember only 20% of them are eating yogurt, we peel them off, and they're defined by best combination of variables. So that first layer was, say, 50,000 folks, and they are female, they live in the West, they exercise, they're between 40 and 44, they drink herbal tea, and 60% of them are eating yogurt. Keep peeling. Next layer comes off, and this time it's a completely different group. They're men, they're elderly, they live in the South, they don't exercise, they're rocking on the porch drinking wild turkey, and 55% of them are eating yogurt because they don't have any teeth. And remember I said one of my guys was the world computer chess champion. Think of those combinations as the best combinations of moves across the board to get to your mate. And the transparency is you can visualize who those folks are in the South rocking on the porch. And as a marketer, you'll send that guy some X-Lax and, a leotard to the lady out West.
Very different consumer segments there.
Yeah, very different consumer segments. But, we let the data speak. That's what the data is telling us, not what some expert is hypothesizing, sitting back, I think it's going to be this,
Yeah, that's great. We'd love to hear a little bit, since you founded Answermine about 20 years ago, kind of now analytics and data. Last year, our Brit Technologies topic was very much based on big data. It's obviously a very hot topic now, and all companies are trying to leverage it. Mm-hmm. But can you talk a little bit about the evolution of the space, since you've been one of the pioneers in it, and kind of how you, obviously the price of computing has gone way down, but what you've seen now, what's so exciting about now versus maybe 15, 20 years ago in this space?
People are learning fast that the data that they think is so valuable that they have in their closed garden, and I'll point to the folks at Facebook when they went public. Mm-hmm. I went and had a conversation with them, and they said, "Oh no, we don't need to talk to you. We know everything about our customers. They're inside our walled garden." And the reality is you need to blend and share data. Mm-hmm. So the Facebook data alone is not predictive enough. You need to marry it up with other data sets. So one of the learnings that I think is coming along fast for everybody is that you cannot, the data set that you may have is important, but you have to marry it up with other data sets. And so fuzzy matching and matching these data sets is really something that people have to get used to. Data privacy is, in its infancy. I'm a very big proponent of opt-in, meaning it's my data. I'll give you permission to use it, and on a conscious basis. And I'm probably one of the few people out there who has the data to sort of prove the point. I was one of the investors in FastWeb, which was free scholarships. And so that's privacy, I think, is a very big topic that will be addressed. You know, people don't quite understand what their digital persona is out there and how to manage it and protect it. And I compare it to my wife's purse. You know, I don't dare put my hand in my wife's purse, much too dangerous. And I don't think people realize that their digital purse is being rifled right now. And eventually that's something that people will figure out, and it will come into being.
And do you think the companies that have their hand in this digital purse, do you think the onus is really on them to make that transparent to the consumer and
Yes.
make it more simple and let it be very clear what they're using and why?
I think it's
that they
opt-in.
can educate the consumer. Yeah.
I think it's opt-in. You know, the business model for FastWeb was as follows. FastWeb is a free scholarship search. You go online and you're a high school kid, put in your grades, put in your interests, and the thing will, for free, bring back all the scholarships that you qualify for. Mm-hmm. And but if you click on the page of opt-in, there's a backpack with coupons and things mm-hmm. hanging out of it, and a big red button. It occupied 1/10 of the screen. And the deal was, if you push the red button, we'll send you the offers, but we have to be able to use your data to do that. Mm-hmm. So that was the trade. Yep. And, you know, there were 25 million people in the file, and we only lost about 20% of them. That's a more honest exchange than I think the Facebook model right now of kind of playing the shell game of what the privacy rules are today. Oh, they're going to be different tomorrow. Yep. Is
definitely a little tough to manage all the privacy as those rules keep changing. Facebook and other companies.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, my belief is it's my data. I'll do a deal with you.
Yeah. And hopefully the benefits to me as the consumer are clear. You know, now
there they are. I'm going to get the coupons,
get the right coupon, the right scholarship, or at least the potential.
In the case of FastWeb, we were the largest originator of new credit cards for Discover, and we were the largest source of recruits for the U.S. Navy. So the deal can be made.
Yeah, I mean, real value in having that data access. But back to Answermine, can you talk to us a little bit about how? One thing that comes up, we've heard a few others talk about it, is there's so much data out there and there's so much potential predictive power within some of that data. But how do you go about with your clients and in your company identifying, you know, really what is some of that key data and some of that those other matching sets that you need? So how do you maybe get rid of the noise and how do you find the answers you're looking for with so much data out there?
Focus on the big problems. Okay, so during the financial crisis, for instance, a big problem was people getting foreclosed out of their homes. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm fortunate to have a background in banking. Citibank, you know, did train me, and one of the things that we got very interested in, and actually we were told twice that we influenced policy on at a national level, was the mortgage crisis. The HAMP program has an early modification piece of it that we took data from the state of Nevada and proved the following. A truism in credit is that early mods pay, and that's the Citibank line. And what that means is if you're a borrower and you begin to weaken, you know, you're getting a little queasy on your life, if your bank comes to you before you miss a payment and restructures your loan, lowers the rate, gets your payment lower, only 20% of those loans will redefault. If the bank waits until you're down 2 or 3 payments and then modifies you, 80% of those loans will redefault. Mm-hmm. That's a big difference. That's a lot of bank capital that you can save. That's a lot of people you don't need to foreclose. And we had that data. I did it. The canary in the coal mine was the state of Nevada. The crisis, the depression hit them first. The recession hit Nevada first, and we presented that to the Fed, and they put it into the HAMP program. And you know, that was a big problem. That was very exciting to be part of.
Got it. Last question. Let's look towards the future. Mm-hmm. You've got so much experience. You've seen so many trends already. What are you most excited about when you think about this space, about your company, about the benefits to consumers and companies in your field?
Well, I think that I see huge opportunity, and we're working hard in medical data. Since we built the movie recommendation systems, we can see diagnostic aids as something that will dramatically enhance the medical experience for people. and make doctors happier and make nurses happier, being able to more confidently make diagnoses. So that's an exciting project. I look out at finance and believe that we are beginning to make a difference already, so that there's better risk assessment and people are treated more fairly. There was a travesty that happened in this crisis. There were 4 million people that got foreclosed that didn't need to be foreclosed.
The subprime.
Well, not even subprime. 4 million families were foreclosed, and that's a human tragedy, and it was an enormous transfer of wealth that was unfair. And the data has it, and I hate it when the data talks about that. I believe that we, pick up your operations research, but there's going to be a change in the way that we shop. And, these funny phones, oh my, these funny phones are too cool. These things are just going to drive so much change. It's almost impossible to figure out what it's going to be. But, people talk about online groceries, for instance. I define shopping as there's the retail therapy moment. You go to the mall. That'll never go away because you want to be at the mall. Yeah. But then there's the shopping, which is a chore, which is I'm going to the grocery store. Yeah. And nobody's cracked the code on how to get the groceries from the store to your home. But I do believe the math says that it's really the post office. The post office, if you do operations research, you figure out that a route gets the stuff to you every day. And if you're using this to order and having, Kroger's deliver your groceries through the post office, that math works. It doesn't work if you do it the Amazon way. Right now, every one of us pays a toll with a smartphone. And the metrics right now, I think there's 7 billion people on the planet. 6 billion have cell phones. 1 billion, people have cell phones before they have running water.
Yep.
1 billion have smartphones. But only about 1 billion of us can afford to pay AT&T the toll. And, my kid again, the company just got sold to Google, and the plan is free internet using these solar-powered airplanes. So amazing. That's what's coming. The data's going to flow. Again, you have to think about the pipes. Yep. Where's it going to stash? Who's going to be, privacy will become ever more important. Those are the things I kind of dream about and think about. So yeah, good times ahead. Yeah,
exciting to be in the space and look forward to following your success there. And
my success is done.
It's great.
We want to follow your success. You're the future.
We're trying.
You're the
hopefully,
future.
Hopefully we can take advantage of some of those waves. But Stuart, thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed speaking with you. This was really helpful, and really appreciate your time.
My treat.
This has been Sayigh at the Tuck School of Business and the Center for Digital Strategies.